Okay, hi students. Today we are going to talk a little bit more about tissues, but this time we are dealing with animal tissues. Okay, so let's quickly begin. I hope you have tried answering the last, video's questions about the plant tissues, which I have kept for you. Okay, now coming to animal tissues. So here there are mainly four kinds of tissues: epithelial, connective, nervous, and muscular, and all these tissues will help your different organ system to function in a proper manner. Now again, what exactly a tissue is? Tissue is a group of similar kind of cells that can perform function together, a specific function. Okay, so for example, you and your friends are there and I made different groups. Okay, and I asked one group to take care. We are going for a function, or there is an annual event going on, so I gave responsibility of one function, like for example for checking the stage or whatever is going to happen on the stage. Okay, so that responsibility given to group A. Then again, the second group could be given with the responsibility of taking care of the costumes. The third one could be given responsibility of audiences, taking care of the audiences. Okay, audience, sorry, not audiences. Okay, so that all different groups getting different kind of function to perform, that is similarly, that group is basically tissues. Okay, now four kinds of tissues together make our whole body work in the way it does. Okay, so let's quickly dive into each one and learn more about it. Epithelial tissue is the one which provides us the outer covering, or for our different organs. Okay, so whatever skin and everything is there, that comes under epithelial tissue. Connective tissue helps in connecting different parts of the body. Okay, maybe bones, or maybe just the blood. Blood is also connective tissue. Blood is a tissue. We'll see how. Okay, nervous tissue helps in conducting the nerves. Okay, not nerves, neural impulse, you can say impulses. Okay, through our nerves with the help of nerves or nervous system. Okay, so nervous tissues are there, and muscular tissues are basically in our muscles, which helps in contraction and relaxation. Like this is contracted, relaxes, like that. So in that case, okay, now let's quickly yeah, so epithelial tissues. So there are mainly four types of epithelial tissues. The first one is the squamous. Squamous means the thin and flattened tissues. It would look something like a flat, something like this. Okay, so squamous epithelium tissues allow substances to pass through them easily because they are very thin. Okay, and they are flattened. So these tissues will let something in and out. For example, alveoli. So the wall of alveoli is made up of epithelial tissue. Alveoli is present in our lungs. You know that, right? So it makes a network like this. Trachea comes from here, right? And it makes a bronchioles, right? And from here, alveoli is there. So here the exchange of gas is supposed to be taken place, right? So because of there is a need of exchange of something, alveoli is made up of epithelial tissue because it is very thin in nature. So it can let things go in and out. Okay. Now if we talk about cuboidal epithelial, so it will be in cube shape like this. Okay. Something like this, right? So it would be made like this. Now these cuboidal epithelial are made such way because they can secrete or absorb different kind of substances. So it is present in our glands. Okay, different kinds of glands are there, right? Sweat gland, sebaceous gland, right? Or liver, pancreas. So it will be present there to release secretions of our bodies. Okay, and also for absorption purposes. Columnar epithelium. So columnar epithelium will look like some column like this or cylinders like this. Okay, it will be tall and pillar-like, specialized for again absorption and secretions. The function is similar, but these are present in the intestinal lining. So intestine is like this, something, right? Something like, it looks very complex to us. So these linings would be made up of, you can say, columnar epithelium. Okay. And lastly, ciliated epithelium. So cells with hair-like projections that move substances along the surface. That means we were talking about trachea and all, no? So trachea has this, hair like structure here present, and that is made up of ciliated epithelium. And this hair-like structure helps the substance to move along the surface. Like for example, if my hand is here, a lot of hair is here. Okay, so if something is moving, the hair will push it in certain direction. Okay, the hair will move it, okay, along the surface. So that's how the air will move in and the dust will move out. Okay, or the unnecessary particle will move out. Okay, so this is the epithelial tissue. Now if we talk about connective tissue, so again connective tissue has different types to it. So connective tissue, the function is to join, support, protect, and bind. Okay, connect basically. So first is bone. Bone is hard, rigid tissue, right? We know that. It gives us the shape and structure, okay? And contains calcium for strength. That we know, right? So we don't have to focus on that. Now coming to cartilage. Cartilage is, it might look like a bone, but it is very flexible in nature. So it is present on in your ear, okay, or maybe nose. You can move your nose like this, right? So ear and nose, this cartilage it is made up of. This is made up of very smooth tissue, okay? And at the end of the bones also, or in nose, in ear, and joints, a cartilage is there, and it provides the smooth movement. So for example, knee is there. So knee has these two bones, right? And in between that, cartilage will be there to provide flexibility. Okay. Now coming to areolar. So areolar tissues are basically kind of connective tissue that are loosely packed and fills the spaces between organs and tissues. So for example, your hand is there. Okay, not hand, let's talk about your whole body. Okay, so this is your hand maybe, right? Not from here. Okay, let's just go back. So hand would be from here, right? So your hand is here. So what happens? These areolar tissues are the fat tissues actually, which are present between, your bone and your the outer covering of your hand, or the basically the epithelial tissues of the skin, and in between different organs, or maybe here different organs are there inside, right? So areolar tissue is the fat tissues which cushions or protects the structures present inside the body, and also binds the skin to the underlying muscle. So for example, this is your hand muscle, okay? For like, okay, this is not a, sorry, a perfect diagram. Let me just play around here. Okay, let me just remove it. Okay. Okay. So maybe this is your muscles. You're showing off your muscles. Here the bone is there, right? And here the another bone is there. So these two bones will be connected by cartilage, right? Cartilage. So this is a connective tissue. Bone is here. This is a connective tissue. And areolar tissue will be present, binds the skin to the muscle. So the muscles which are present here, no, it will be binded by the, you can say, areolar tissue. And here, this is your skin. So this is the areolar, areolar tissue. Okay, let me just again write it. Okay, areolar tissue. Now coming to adipose tissue. Adipose tissues are the fat tissue. Okay, sorry. This, let me just quickly, tell you one thing about areolar. So areolar is not the fat one. Okay, it's just connecting things. Okay, connecting organs to tissues. Now we'll talk about the fat one. Okay, so sorry for that. You can just, correct it. Don't get confused. Okay. Now, this is the adipose, is the fat tissue, which everybody wants not to have. But it too has, a lot of function, and that's why it is present in our body. So it stores fat and provides insulation, and it protects, it gives us a certain temperature to our body, and also protects different organs. So whenever, you have fat around different organs, so all that is adipose tissue. Even if you do not have fat, you have adipose tissue just beneath your skin here. Okay, adipose tissue. Now this is connected by areolar tissue to the muscles. Okay. Now coming to the last one, fifth one, the blood. Now blood is a liquid connective tissue. It is in a different state as compared to others. Okay. And it helps in transportation of oxygen, nutrients, hormones, waste product. Almost everything is being circulated and transported from different organ parts to different, organs with the help of blood. So blood is also connecting things, right? Connecting different organs or different systems. And that's why blood is also a connective tissue. So overall, connective tissues are bones, cartilage, areolar, adipose, and blood. Okay, areolar is just connecting between skin and muscle, and adipose is the fat cells, okay, or fat tissue. Right. Now, muscular tissue, if we talk about. So, muscular tissues are of three types. It helps in the movement of the body. It can be voluntary or involuntary. What do we mean by that? Voluntary means at our will. Okay. Like I want to move my hand, I can do it at my will. Okay. But involuntary is like blinking. I'm blinking without, thinking about it. I can do it voluntary as well, but involuntarily, how is it happening? I'm blinking without even thinking about it. Or suppose if I feel like vomiting. So that is also a involuntary act, and that is why coming from involuntary muscles, you can say. Okay. So now there are three types. First is striated or skeletal muscles. So these skeletal muscles have a lot of, nucleus to it, and these are found in the arms and legs, because again, our arms and legs move a lot of time, right? So it needs a lot of energy. Hence, nucleus is there and multiple nucleuses are there. Okay. If we talk about smooth muscles, so you can imagine all the parts, okay, inside. For example, intestine and all, stomach, which doesn't have, bones to it. They have smooth muscles, okay, and they have single nucleus. They do not need a lot of, nucleus, because they are not actively moving. They are doing some sort of movement, churning and all, but not actively moving. We'll see this again in depth. Okay. And the cardiac muscle. So cardiac muscle is completely related to heart. Okay. Now these are branched fibers with discs to it. So they are like, and they have single nucleus. So they are branched fibers. They are something like, branched like this. Okay. And they have, each one have only single nucleus to it. Okay. This is not a pretty drawing, but there again, you can understand. And found only in the heart. We'll cover this again in depth in, classes, because each topic has to be taken in very depth. This is just few minutes video. So I might not be able to cover like, in depth everything. So yeah, do contact me if you have any doubt. Okay, now coming to nervous tissue. Nervous tissue is completely related to our nervous system. Okay, so these tissues help in, receiving stimuli from the environment and transmit impulse. What do we mean by that? For example, a ball has been thrown and it's coming towards me. So immediately I'll try to, get back or catch it or, blink my eyes or just protect my head. So all these reactions, who decides it? Central nervous system. Okay. Now, central nervous system and peripheral nervous system, they work together to give us a response towards something and action. We do action against something. Okay. So, nervous tissue is made up of specialized cells called neurons. Now, these cells, the other cells of nervous tissues are not general cells like this. Not spherical, not, cuboidal or anything. It is more, a cylindrical, cuboidal like this. No, it is more like a, branched tree or like this. This is a neuron, you can see. Okay. So its structure is like this. It has dendrites present. It has axon present, right? So that we will again discuss later like this. Okay. So parts of a neuron is dendrites. These are the branched extension that receives the signals or the impulses from other neuron. So they actually, these dendrites are the ones which receives the, you can say, response. Okay. Now, this response will travel. So cell body contains the nucleus and process information. It will be having information. Axon, long fiber that transmits the signal away from the cell body. So from here, the cell will be, or the cell signal will be transferred. From dendrites, it will come, then reach a cell body, then axon. This is axon. This is a cell body. Okay. And from here, then it goes to here. Okay. And from this portion, then again, terminal portion, it reaches to another neuron and maybe ultimately to the brain, and brain will decide something and send another signal for an action, and that action will be done. Okay, so location of these nervous tissue would be specifically brain, spinal cord, and nerves throughout the body. Throughout the body, we have nerves, right? That's why if I am putting my hand here, I can feel it, right? If I'm holding my hand like this, I can feel it. Somebody is, tapping behind my shoulder. So I can feel it because neurons is everywhere and it is responding or responding towards the outer stimuli. Okay. That is it. Okay. Now, so if we compare, so epithelial tissue is the one which protects, lines, absorbs, and secretes. Okay. And it is present in the skin, it is present in the lungs, kidneys, intestine, glands, all these things. Now coming to connective tissue. So connective tissue helps in connecting, binding, supporting, protection. Okay. And transportation also. So blood, bone, areolar tissue, cartilage, right? All these helps in the connecting, right? Now comes the muscular. It helps in the movement of the body for contraction and relaxation. So it can be arms, legs, heart, stomach, and intestine. It can be found here. And lastly, nervous tissue will be found in the brain, mainly in the brain and spinal cord, and rest throughout the body. The nerves are spread. Okay, so it is helpful in conduction of the impulse and coordinating different activities and actions which we take in our day-to-day life. Okay, so we have read about animal tissues. Let me go back. We have talked about all sort of animal tissues, that is epithelial, connective, muscular, neuron. So I hope you don't have any doubt. Let's talk about few questions here. So which connective tissue stores fat in the body? Is it, I'll give you, two hints, two, options, and then you can choose areolar or adipose. Now you don't get confused, okay? Now name the 3 types of muscular tissues found in the human body. You can name them. I don't have to, okay? Now what is the primary function of neurons in nervous tissue? So all of this you can answer. Plus one more, little thing which I have added. So which type of epithelial tissue would you find lining your respiratory tract, and why is it specifically suited for this location? This, if you can, answer, then you have understood this chapter very well. Now, if you have any doubt, just you can ask me. Reach out to me at my Urban Pro profile and ask me any doubts regarding this, topic or any other topic up to 12th. Right? So for biology, okay. For other subjects, it's up to 10. Okay, thank you so much for joining, and hope to see you soon in another session. Take care. Bye-bye.